This was supposed to start out as an It Gets Better video for the Trevor Project. I've been meaning to do one for a while, but I keep putting it off, and I realized today, once again, why I've been putting that off. Today I read about Phillip Parker, who was 14 years old, lived in Tennessee, and he just killed himself because he's being bullied for being gay. It seems that this is happening more and more often. It's true that gay people have been abused and killing themselves and being killed for a very long time. And I'm not entirely convinced that it's on a rise right now or just being better reported. But the fact of the matter is it doesn't really matter. Kids are still killing themselves, and it's really upsetting me. So for the first time in my life, I figured I'd do a video response and let out a few of the things that I've been thinking. From reading the article about Phillip, it seemed clear to me that he had really good friends and family, and they cared about him a lot. But the message that he was being sent, particularly in Tennessee, where currently they're trying to pass laws to make it illegal to even say the word gay in school, the message that he was second class and that he wasn't worthy in society was way too strong for him to balance that fear and that pain with hope for the future. The truth is that even in cities that are considered gay-friendly, kids are bombarded with messages that they're second class, that they're sinners, that they're worthless, and the majority of the people in the world just wish they wouldn't exist. The world is so small when you're a kid, and it's really hard to see hope in your future. And it's hard to hope for better things when you're depressed and living in a world that just seems so dark. I know what it feels like to feel alone and confused. The Mormon church was the most important thing to me when I realized who I was, and I tried living a double life for a while because I wanted to hold on to my religion I'd been raised with and find a way to understand why I was only naturally attracted to women. I mean, I had spent one night kissing my first girlfriend, and then the next night I had a friend come to me sobbing because she just learned about the letters about Proposition 8 that were being read over a lot of Mormon pulpits in Mormon churches condemning homosexuality and trying to make gay marriages illegal. And eventually I had to choose between ease and honesty, and I chose to live an open life, and I had to become a fighter. And I was lucky I found allies along my way. You know, I had friends who were willing to hold me while I cried and help me find the courage I needed to be me. And no amount of YouTube videos or messages that the future would get any better could have helped me at that time in my life. It was all because I had friends within the community. Like many of you, I've watched the Trevor Project It Gets Better videos, and I sincerely think these videos are exceptional, and they're changing hearts and minds and saving lives. And I'm glad they're there, and I think they need to be there. But the message that's one day in the future things will get better isn't going to help these kids right now. These kids that are trapped and abused and who need help can't survive on one day things will be better. It's all well and good to talk to and wish for a better future and try to convince people who are already against us to change their hearts and minds. But the fact remains that homosexuality and people living their lives as gay or lesbian is a very socially charged and religiously charged issue, and all the logic in the world won't change some people's minds. Some people have no trouble saying outright that gay and lesbian people aren't even human. They don't look at us with sympathy. They don't look at our problems and our injustices. To them, we're criminals and we deserve everything that comes to us. This probably won't change, no matter how we appeal to them logically or emotionally. We need to continue fighting the system and to make global changes, but we'll lose a lot of precious souls along the way if we put all our hopes in other people. Being gay or lesbian is a sexual preference. It says very little about who we are as people. I am not who I am because I love to kiss other women or because I'm attracted to them. And quite frankly, what I do with other consenting adults, I don't feel should be anybody else's business. But society has made it clear that they're not going to let it go. It's a really big issue for people because people feel threatened by, my sexuality, other gay people's sexuality, and so they think that it steals something from their lives and they have to put a stop to it. Because of this attitude, I'm part of a minority group that is routinely abused and denied basic rights. Gay people don't all look the same. By scientific estimation, only about 10% of the population is gay. Just because I'm gay doesn't mean I have the support of my family. We have to come together as a community to protect each other. We might not have blood in common, but we have genetics and we have similar stories. Nearly all of us knows what it feels like to be outcast and afraid and have people be prejudiced against us because of who we are. We are a family, and the change has to start with us. We can't trust public schools to teach our history to our kids. We can't trust our health classes to teach our kids how to be safe. We have to do that. We have to step in. We can't even trust parents to understand and take care of their children. And I'm not saying that there aren't amazing parents out there, because there are a lot of parents that accept their children for who they are and are willing to help fight for them. But for every kid who comes out and is accepted, there's another kid being beaten. For every kid who's told they're perfect and wonderful and encouraged to live a life of openness and happiness, there's another kid who is being sent to a psychologist to be cured, or who's having exorcisms performed on them in churches, and who are being belittled. And the problem is, a lot of these kids are so isolated that they believe that they're bad, they believe they're evil, and they won't naturally reach out to us. They don't know where to go, they don't know where to look. They've been told their whole lives that they're wrong. And that is hard to get over. And that's what's leading a lot of these kids to end their lives too early. I've talked to a lot of kids, and what breaks my heart is even openly proud gay kids, a lot of them don't know what happened at Stonewall. They don't know about Harvey Milk. I've even had kids ask what the big deal was about AIDS or about things like that just, they should know. This is a part of their history, and they're things they need to be wary of and things that they should be proud of, because they come from a long line of intelligent, powerful people. And these kids don't have mentors, they don't have people to help them understand, they don't have safe places. And to me, that's unacceptable. We need to come together. We need to work together as a family. We can't keep relying on gay-straight alliances and drop-in centers and other amazing organizations that have funding and political challenges to overcome to do all of the work for us. We need to set ourselves up in a way that children know they have safe places to go to when they're afraid. We need to be actively involved in each other's lives and be setting good examples for these kids to look up to. They need to see happy couples at the grocery store with their kids. They need to see partners out walking their dogs. They need to see all kinds of people that they can relate to and trust, living good and happy lives. They need people to come to their schools, even if it's just to do an after-school program teaching about gay history or teaching our gay and lesbian kids about health and safe sex and all these things that public schools aren't going to provide to them. We need to be there so when a kid is thrown down the stairs by an angry classmate, that they have people that can hold them and tell them safe places they can go and offer them the support that they need to get through their days and to become fighters now so that they don't lose hope before they're even old enough to figure out what's worth hoping for. If you live in a state where it's illegal for you to get involved, I say to take it underground. Make your home a safe place. Start a newspaper, start a comic book, make a special code or a sign, or do something that can help these kids feel proud about who they are. And if you're a kid at school and you're feeling lost and confused and hurt, Reach out to other kids in your situation, or a straight ally, an adult who can help you out. Find somebody, because you're not alone. And maybe by reaching out, you're able to help somebody else who feels just as alone and scared as you do. As friends and as schoolmates, you need to reach out to each other and take care of each other. Tell an adult when you see someone getting hurt or abused. Let people know when bullying's going on. Be there for each other. Refuse to let each other be alone, because you're going to be the ones who are going to save lives. All of my talking at a video camera can't do what you can do by just reaching out and telling someone that they're not alone, and being with them and defending them and standing up with each other as a group and as a community, so that you're not doing this alone. It does get better, and that message needs to be shared. But more important, we need to make it better now. We need to come together as a community, stop fighting each other, and stop trying to explain away what's going on and arguing over semantics and statistics. We just need to act. I consider all of you my brothers and sisters. I consider our straight supporters dear friends, brave friends, for standing up when they don't have to. I consider these kids who are in such dark places and all alone my kid brothers and sisters. These are our kids, and they're killing themselves because they don't have anyone to turn to. And I can guarantee there are people near them who could help them. Whether they're other gay people, whether they're people who could build a community around these kids, or straight supporters, or adults who care, or kids who care. There are resources, and they're not getting to them. This problem won't fix itself. Most of the world doesn't want us here. We have to want us here. Whenever possible, every member of the LGBT community, our lesbians, our gay men, our transsexuals, our bisexuals, even our curious and our straight supporters, need to know where they can go for friendship and safety and help. We need to be an active community that can save each other and that can help each other. We need to come out of hiding. That doesn't mean screaming our personal lives at the world. It means accepting ourselves and being proud of who we are, and being able to admit out loud who we are if we're asked. Most importantly, it means not being ashamed and not allowing the world to make us feel ashamed for the people we love and the way we live. Most of all, we have to recognize that we have a responsibility to take care of each other. This is a social injustice, and every social injustice is everybody's business. We all have to be fighters, survivors, and warriors. My name is Launa Sorensen. I'm a writer, an artist, a Christian, a dancer. I love to cook, and I love chocolate, and I love film, and I'm a lesbian, and I'm proud of who I am. And I want to help other people be proud of who they are too. I want to help these kids make it better, make their lives better now, so that when they get older, they can help the next generation who are going to go through really hard things too. Because we need these kids. We need our warriors. We need our brothers and sisters. We can't let any more of them die early. We need to get involved. We all need each other, and we've been silent for way too long. We keep trusting and pushing other people to change the world for us. But if we step up and we change the world ourselves, even if it's just our world, even if it's just the life of one kid, it's going to be worth it. Break the silence. Make it better now.